just outside Luther, Oklahoma at the home of Diane Couch. And Diane, I have to say, you told me you've got bluebonnets, but you have so much more going on at your garden here. It is just absolutely beautiful what you have.
Thank you.
And what I have to say is I know a lot of times like spring is kind of iffy as to when it's going to show up, but it has definitely shown up here in Luther, Oklahoma already. It's just beautiful. Can we talk a little bit about how you got established here?
Wow. Well, I started my garden. I've always had a garden, but this garden has taken place since I built this house in '08. So a lot of this has just been since '08. And my mom gardened, my grandma gardened, and I guess I got that bug. So, and my mom loved the bluebonnets, and so I have taken on bluebonnets.
Okay, all right. Well, and I know we're going to get to some of those here in a minute. Tell me a little bit. You have amazing collection of different succulents and euphorbias. Is that just kind of a passion too? I mean, that's...
It is. It is.
So do you take
I can't
those
help
in
myself.
I mean, that's a lot to take in and out. Do you take those inside every year? Or?
Some of them go in the house, but majority of them go in my greenhouse.
Oh, okay. You have a little greenhouse.
It's very little. By the time I get everything in there, it's just packed. It becomes little as everything gets filled in. So, and they just have to take care of themselves basically during the winter because it's so full. I can barely get in there to shoot any water to them or anything. So.
It's a good thing they are succulents, though, right?
But I put other things in there too, and there's some things that come out looking pretty rough in the spring, but they recover over time.
Well, I see you got some bougainvilleas that are going to start blooming pretty soon also, and so you said the bluebonnets. I see a few here, and I can't help but mention this view that you get to wake up to every morning of a pecan orchard.
Yeah, I started that orchard there from little pecans planted in the ground, and then my dad had started the orchard in town at Highway 66 and Luther Road, and I ran that for about 27 years.
Okay, all right.
And I'm retired from it now, but I still get reminded that I've got pecan trees down there, and I still sort of kind of take care of them. So.
Okay. Well, and I see you utilize that pecan shell for mulch around here, which adds a nice texture also when you're walking on the path and you hear it crunch and stuff.
Yeah, it works out great. Yeah.
Well,
I've used a lot of it.
Let's go through here if you don't mind and take a look at your bluebonnets.
Okay. Be great. Rose is blooming.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Diane, this is just fabulous. I love what you've done with just the side of your yard here. So is this a newer path you've created here?
It is, and I just love it. I spend a lot of time here now, but it used to be a real big slope, and it was hard to walk and push dollies and stuff, so I came up with this plan, and I really, really like it. So
well, and with this crushed granite, it's easy to kind of roll things on, I guess. But I like the height of your terrace bed here because you can actually probably sit there and kind of tend to your garden. Right.
Right.
So is that concrete?
That is concrete. Yeah. Got it out of somebody's field and utilized it in this wall, and it works out great. Another thing I want to do along here is I've got bluebonnets back here. They like this crushed granite, so this spring or this summer I'm going to spread seeds along here, and I'm going to have bluebonnets scattered throughout this walkway for next year.
So you just let your bluebonnets sort of self-sow.
They do what they want to do.
And they find their happy places.
I just let them do it. Yeah.
And I like the designs you've incorporated into the path as well.
My son.
Yeah. So you have a lot of different whimsical stuff that you've added into your garden. Can you tell me a little bit about all of that?
I don't know. I just find it to be real fun, and I like to hunt for it. Also, I go to estate sales, garage sales, that sort of thing, pick things up and utilize them, and I try to make it artistic.
Okay.
Try to lay out an area. So anyway.
So
I enjoy it.
and speaking of laying out an area, this is the most decorative greenhouse that I've seen. So this is the little but mighty greenhouse that gets
Yes.
packed full in the
Yes.
wintertime, right?
Yes, it's amazing how much stuff I can cram in there. Yeah,
Well,
it's a necessity.
I like all the stuff that you've added to kind of, you know, showcase it and utilize that vertical, the walls to kind of highlight some of your
Yeah.
elements that you've
Yeah.
added into the
Well,
garden
thank
as
you.
well.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah, I have fun with it.
definitely. It definitely shows. Well, Diane, not only your greenhouse scene, but it looks like you've created a little scene here. I mean, you can take a snapshot of this. This is just so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, did you start with the trough? Was that the inspiration?
It was. It was. I had the trough there first, and then I bring different elements out. Every year it's different here. The design's different, but I place my potted cactus and succulents around, and sometimes it works, and sometimes I have to work at it to make it work.
Yeah,
I keep playing with it, right.
Well,
right.
I love the texture, and you know, a lot of times with the succulents we think hot and dry, but you have the water and the sound of the water, which I think just the sound of water can make you feel cool and relaxed in the garden.
I do. I love that. And then I've also got another feature over here.
Oh, can we go take a look?
Sure.
Thanks.
Sure. And here's my other water feature.
Oh, nice.
It's a kettle I picked up at an estate sale.
It's beautiful. You got some irises in there as
Yeah.
well. I
Yeah.
like that. Nice little bubbler.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I can't help but talk about this right away. This is absolutely amazing, these bluebonnets.
Oh, thank you. I love them.
So tell me how you got started with bluebonnets.
Well, my mom loved them, and so then I started growing a few in my flower bed, and then I found that they really like gravelly areas, and they kind of wanted to spread this way, so they just kind of done their thing.
So
you know?
you forfeited your patio area for the season.
I did. But once they finish blooming and go to seed, then I'll harvest the seed, and then I'll just pull them all up. So it'll look totally different once these have died.
Okay, okay.
So
every year they sort of migrate to different places?
They do, yeah. I have a lot of plants that I let them just do their thing. You know, wherever they want to grow, I just let them grow, because if I like them well enough.
They're going to find their right spot, their happy spot.
If I like the plant well enough. Otherwise, they're coming out.
Gotcha,
you know?
gotcha. So tell me a little bit, you said you harvest the seed. What do you do with the seed, and when do you sow them again?
I just sow them right then.
Okay.
It's when they get dry, the pods get dry, and then I just sprinkle them around where I might possibly think they'll be happy, and they'll let me know if they're happy. And these are happy.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to me what I've learned about the seed pods when they dry, and then water hits them. The pods explode.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then that's
Throw
how
the seeds.
seeds go flying
Okay.
around. So that's how they do it
Well,
by themselves without my help.
And what's really unique about this is you've got these beautiful bluebonnet flowers that almost have that same sort of wisteria flower, which is up above us.
You know, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's just kind of like we've got that
wisteria. It's Amethyst Falls.
Amethyst Falls. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And it seems to be just coming on. So even after your bluebonnets are fading, you're going to have plenty of other stuff taking off in your garden.
Right.
It looks like you like color.
I'm not afraid of it. Yeah, I like it. But I have a tendency to like pink flowers.
Okay.
Pink spiky flowers is what I'm always attracted to.
Okay.
In a garden center or whatever.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
That's what I always go to. But I don't have a whole lot of pink right now, except this right here.
Yeah, you've got a few, and you've got your smoke tree, and then your red bud over there that's got that kind of chartreuse color to it.
And my giant yucca.
I see that guy back there. He's amazing. How long has it been here?
He's been, I don't know for sure, but it's been decades.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. So he survived the freezing temperatures just fine?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And even a fire.
And then I like your stock tanks that you've added. That's kind of something I've always been intrigued with.
Yeah. I've got that Silver Falls dichondra.
Oh, yeah.
That will grow over the sides.
Okay.
And so in the summertime, it looks totally different than that. It's just
very
kind of
nice.
a silvery look, flowing look out of them.
Yeah,
So.
well, you got daylilies, your irises look amazing, some beautiful alliums as well. It looks like you've got a lot to carry you through the gardening season with your flowers in
I
bloom.
do. Yeah. Got a lot going on. Got a lot going on.
Well, and we didn't even mention the shade garden out front that you had also with
Oh, yeah.
different ferns and stuff. So when it gets too hot, you can go find a nice area to garden over there.
Exactly. Exactly.
So do you have any problem with deer out here or any other wildlife?
It's horrible. Deer are horrible. But I've got a young dog, thank goodness, right now that kind of keeps them at bay.
Okay.
But they used to just be like, they would just rummage through the yard. And it's very frustrating to have something coming up that you've spent your money on and time on, and then come out the next day and it's eaten down to
nothing. Yeah.
You know, makes me very mad.
Well, Diane, I think your garden is just lovely. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Well, I am happy to, and I'm so glad you all came.
Thank you. We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.